5, selling shit on the side. Here to the street, out to the sky. Road tripping, I just left in the prize. New plug, I just get in the jive. Set it up, having meetings and slack. NBA side.
I ain't gonna fake it. This show, it was dope, but it was chaotic at the same time. And what I mean by that is, so let's like round back 2016, right? I'm fresh up off the Hive, like Rico Love Music Conference. When I was there, I think on the second day, I had posted my new single, See No Traffic at the time, right? Got great reception behind it. I'm like, man, okay. You know, people really rocking with this song. All right, cool. So at the time, right, I was rapping and I put this mixtape out with this dude I used to work with, right? Super cool at first, you know what I'm saying? Super cool. Dude, he was kind of cautious of me, you know what I'm saying? Cause what happened, he had took a trip somewhere and I saw that and I was just, you know, hitting him up to get some, you know, get some game really. We ended up doing a mixtape together. It was dope, you know what I'm saying? Stayed in contact, you know, he's producing, all of that, man. Talented dude, you hear me? So another partner that we had worked with, he had connections with a dude from Atlanta. And he was like, you know, we finna do a showcase. You know what I'm saying? So the homeboy like, hey, bro, hey, this dude, bro, he from Atlanta. He be throwing events. You know what I'm saying? He got this show coming up, bro, and like whoever win the showcase or whatever, they get the opportunity to perform it for the T.I. and Hustle Gang, and you know what I'm saying, get a chance to, you know what I'm saying, get signed to Hustle Gang. So we like, all right, bet, you know. I mean, at the time, it's like, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get my feet in the game, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bet, say no more, right? So, you know, I'm posting the promo, right? Posting the promo. So it's out like, hey, y'all, on this day, y'all pull up, you know? So the day come, right? The day come, I'm like, I'm only gonna perform See No Traffic, you hear me? I talked to the homeboy. He was like, man, you know, I got this song, you know, I got this song ready for him. I'm like, bet. So I'm like, bet. So the day comes for me to pull up, right? I gotta work. I had to do like an overtime. Yeah, I had to do like a 12-hour shift or something like that. So soon as I get off, I'm talking about I'll run to the shower. You hear me? Run to the shower, get dressed. My girl drop my kids off and at her bird house, and you know what I'm saying? We go straight to the venue, right? Now mind you, my old dude meaning daddy for those who ain't from St. Louis. Old dude, the homeboy from the hood, and I think somebody else. I think my old dude brought 2 people, right? And then I brought my girl, her sister. She got like 6 sisters, you hear me? And then they boyfriends or whatever. So she bring them, and I'm like, bet, you know what I'm saying? We in there deep. So I see the homeboy I got the mixtape with, you know, he like, he brought his cousin. So he like, oh, what's up, bro? So we chopped it up or whatever. So everything was cool, right? And then, like, what happens is, so, quick little backstory. So my girl, little sister, right? She had an ex-boyfriend, right? I was cool with him, right? But, like, they broke up. The sister and the boyfriend broke up. So she got a new man, and she got a baby daddy, right? So it was always tension. It was always kind of like tension because I was still chilling with the ex, right? I'll be going to the club with him, whatever. But I used to tell him, hey, bro, I'm not finna talk about her baby daddy to you. And I used to tell the baby daddy, I'm not finna talk about him to you. I don't move like that. So I could tell, like, the baby daddy still kind of looked at me like, man, what side coupon? Like, he used to say, like, I know you good, but his vibe was always kind of off. But anyway, so next thing you know, right, we posted, we letting everybody else perform, right? And then her ex-boyfriend pop up, the sister ex-boyfriend. I'm like, bro, what you doing here? He's like, man, I came to see you, bro. But I'm looking at him like, bro, I didn't invite you. Why would I invite you knowing that her sister baby daddy finna be here, bro? I don't even move like that. So he put me on the spot. So I was like, bro. Then he brought his cousin, right? Now his cousin was cool, but to keep it a buck, his cousin tried to holler at my girl like years ago, right? And I used to catch him like my girl rejected him, like something crazy. So ever since then, he kind of had it on his mind, like, you know, like that's a challenge, you know? So when he pull up, him and his cousin pull up, I'm just looking like, bro, what y'all doing? So he took offense, like, man, I came to see you, came to see what you would perform. I'm like, I get that, but bro, I didn't invite you. You hear me? So I'm like, well, you here, fuck it, I appreciate it, right? 5 them up in some more shit. So I'm moving around, mind you, I said my old dude there and the 2 homeboys from the hood, right? and make it so bad. My old dude was like, yeah, you don't know your people's run this spot. They own this spot. I'm like, damn, for real? Like, yeah, I know the motherfucker own it. He like, this your people. I'm like, damn, I ain't even know that. So I'm not even knowing that. So whole time, my partner, right, from the hood, right, he just posted up. He just posted up on the wall, just watching the whole scene. Like, he just sitting back, looking, he got a little thumper. I think he got a thump in his shoe. It wasn't nothing fat. It was just probably like a 38 or something. Just some shit, just in case, you hear me? And so he just posted up, just watching everything, right? So as I'm looking, right, my girl, so she's sitting in the back. She waiting on her sisters and them to pull up and the boyfriends, right? And the baby daddy. So I instantly call the baby daddy, like, hey, bro, hey, her ex here, bro. I'm not, bro. He was like, who there? I was like, bro, her ex here. I'm just putting you on point, bro. I didn't invite him, bro. You know, bro, if I would have known that you, like, he was coming, bro, I wouldn't have invited you and vice versa, bro. He like, bro, all right, he cool long as he don't be on nothing. I'm like, I'm just putting you on point, bro. I don't want you to come in blindsided. He like, all right. So I'm hot behind that, but I'm still like, all right, it's cool, whatever. So I come back in, right? So I'm trying to check everybody's temperature, right? I notice the ex, his cousin, right? He's sitting down, and then he looked like he's sitting down right here, right? My girl right here. So my girl just gave me this look or whatever. So I walk over, right? I just walk over to her. So she just gave me this look like, this nigga on some bullshit. So I walk over to him like, what's up, bro? Oh, man, I had to sit down, bro. I just worked an 8-hour shift, bro. I'm tired, man. I mean, he instantly just got to explaining himself. And I'm like, this nigga guilty. So I'm like, man, I already like, cause he always gave me weird ass vibes. Like, bro, please don't get fucked up in here, bro. So I'm just like, all right, bro, whatever. I just act like I ain't tripping. I'm like, all right, whatever. So then, boom, she put me on point, whatever. She like, yeah, this nigga on some weird shit. I'm like, all right, bad, say no more. So boom, that's going on. So now her sisters finally come in, right? So her sisters come in, the baby daddy come in, and it's just tension. Mind you, I ain't even performed yet. All this happened before I performed. So we watching everybody else perform, right? So I'm like, damn, all right. So then my partner, though, who I did the mixtape with, he acting weird. And what I mean by weird, right? He like let's say I'm talking to people, right? I can see him from a distance. I see his eyes just watching me like this. This nigga never looked at me like this, bro. He never looked at me like, before then, bro, it was all good vibes. That night, that nigga was looking at me like this. And then when I catch him looking, he'll look off. I'm like, why the fuck he keep doing that, bro? So I'm tripping off this shit, but I'm like, why the fuck he doing this shit? So it got so bad, bro. I was talking to my old dude, and I had LinkedIn. Bro, the nigga had LinkedIn, like, trying to rehearse on what we be saying. I did him like one of these, like, what up? And he looked off like, oh, shit. So after a minute, it was his turn to perform, right? He performed. I'm in the front, you know what I'm saying, supporting him, whatever, like, yeah, go, bro, go, or whatever. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'm just waiting on my turn, right? Now, mind you, I had on all white at the time. I had on all white, and I'm big on branding, right? So I was like, I had Coop was here, just so people can know, this is Coop the Trio, Coop was here. I'm the only nigga really there that branded himself. Everybody else got on the trendy shit, you hear me? I'm the only one in that motherfucker that got on something that's branded myself. All white too, you know, with black letters. Cause I knew, I'm like, people gonna see all white, they gonna see these black letters gonna stand out. So I'm up in there, so then by the time I do perform, right? So the dude like, oh, okay, Coop was here, okay, woo. So he rocking with my brand automatic. You hear me? He like, oh, okay, I see you, Coop was here, I like that shirt, man. What you gonna perform? Like, see no traffic. So mind you, this is my first time performing dolo. Any other time I always had somebody on stage with me. This is my first time dolo. Bro, I swear to God, I get on stage, I say, who in here stay in I said some shit like, who in here stay in their own lane? Bro, the whole crowd just looked at me like this. I said, so hold on, y'all ain't getting money staying in your own lane? And everybody looked at me like, bro, that shit was embarrassing as fuck. I think I squeaked to like, everybody in their own lane. I swear. So I'm like, shit. So I look at the DJ, man, cut that shit on, right? So I do the performance, right? By the time I get into the song, and by the time the beat drop, everybody now like bouncing and shit. So now the ex, he over here like, yeah, you know, he vibing to the song. His cousin vibing. Like, everybody vibing. No bullshit. Everybody's vibing. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know, so I'm performing, right? I get into my mode to where it's just like, any artist know, bro, like it's always them first little jitters, but then after that, it's like, oh yeah, I'm on now. So boom, I do that, right? And I get done performing. I'm like, shit, you hear me? So I get a little Gatorade up in me, so everybody like, oh, okay, whoa, right? So then, so the dude I did a mixtape with, he like, yeah, bro, that was hard. His cousin like, bro, that was hard. I'm like, right on. You know, so then the ex, so I took a picture with my girl and the sisters and the baby daddies and shit. We took a picture. Boom, so they was like, we finna go. I'm like, all right. So then the ex came over like, yeah, man, let's take a picture. I'm like, all right, right on. So we take a picture. Mind you, the whole night, I'm making sure he's straight. I'm walking up to him, bro, you good? I'm walking up to his partner, to his cousin, you good? They both like, yeah, we good. I'm walking up to the baby daddy, right? The sister baby daddy, you good, bro? You good? He like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, all right, cool. To the point, I'm checking on everybody, making sure everybody's straight because I know it was a lot of tension, but I still wanted to be harmonious, you feel me? So, bro, long story short, after me and her ex take the picture, right? He like, all right, bro. And I shook his hand. And when I shook his hand, bro, I felt weird after I shook his hand. I was like, this ain't finna end well, right? So he shake, right? So I'm like, all right, you know, so I'm steady trying to stay and support the artists and shit. My girl mama like, when y'all coming to get these kids? I'm like, man, she always hating. All right, so we like, bro, so I tell my, cause we still ain't heard the announcements. So we don't know who won in that. So I'm like, man, let's just, all right, we got to shake. You know what I'm saying? Like, she getting tired, whatever the case may be. So we got to shake. So as we finna shake, I go to my partner I did the mixtape with. I said, hey, bro. I said, let me know who win, bro. Just let me know something. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna go and shake. He's like, all right. I shook his hand. I swear to God. I caught the same feeling. Like, this don't feel right? So as I'm walking out, my girl get a call. And it's her little brother, right? Now, mind you, her little brother is messing with the ex. Hold on, how can I put this? So her sister's ex got, her sister's ex, little sister, has a baby with my girl's little brother, right? But I don't know if they had a baby at the time. I don't think they had a baby at the time. They was just together. But anyway, he called like kind of like going in on somebody. So he like, yeah, man, that's crazy how motherfuckers be doing, motherfuckers. So my girl was like, what you talking about? And then he was like, so she kind of had the phone up like, I can't hear him. And so she was like, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. And he was like, man, motherfuckers, da-da-da. She like, who you talking about? Who you mad at? He said, I ain't talking about you. She was like, let me call you back or something. He like, all right, sis, hit me back. Bing. She like, who the fuck he talking about? I said, he sound like he talking about me. She's like, why? I said, I got a feeling the ex is on some bullshit, which he was. So we leave, right? We leave. We get the kids, whatever it is, right? That was on a Friday. So that Friday, you know what I'm saying? So I see on Saturday, right? That Saturday, I see my partner who I did the mixtape with, he posts on Instagram like, yeah, shout out to so-and-so, they allowed me to go to Atlanta. You hear me? But even in the picture, bro, it looked weird. Like, I'm like, all right, okay, he won. Okay. So I'm like, I must ain't win because shit, I ain't heard shit. So shit, I ain't heard nothing. So I guess he won. That's what's up. So I'm like, right on, bro. So that was Saturday, right? Come Wednesday, he hit me, right? My partner I did a mixtape with, he hit me. And he was just like, what's up, bro? What you on? I'm like, shit, what you word? We talking and shit. He like, yeah, bro. Like, so I said, bro, you won? He was like, nah, I ain't win, but I'm just like, he said, I had walked with the bro, like, hey, bro, what you mean I ain't win? Like, shit, can I go to Atlanta, bro? Can I go? And dude was like, yeah. So then that's when he asked to take the picture. I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, he said, bro, they was looking for somebody. And I said, I bet you they looking for Coop. I said, damn, for real? He told me they looking for somebody, bro. I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was like kind of weird. I'm like, okay, all right. So that was that, right? I ain't think about nothing, right? So like months go past, right? About a month, I'll say a month went past, right? So then the partner who told us about the show, he came up to me like, hey, Coop, man. Hey, man, the dude who threw the event, bro, he was like, man, where Coop the Trill at? And I was like, what? He was like, he asked about you, bro. He want to get in touch with you. I'm like, damn, you got his line? He like, bro, hit him up on IG or something. I'm like, all right, bet. But I never got it. Like, I think I reached out, but he never hit back. Some shit, I don't know. I don't even think I hit him up. I can't even remember. But all I know is I didn't hear from this nigga until January the 1st, 2017. Swear to God. And the reason why I know this is because it was the day, it was, of course, New Year's Day, right? So he had made a post on IG and I had hit him up. He's like, bro, what's your line? So I slid him my number, whatever, then, you know, he had hit me. So when he hit me, he was like, bro, what's up, bro? I'm like, what's up with it, bro? Woo, woo. He was like, bro, why you ain't coming to Atlanta? I was like, what you talking about? He said, bro, you won. I said, when? He said, bro, you won. Like, you won. I was like, when I went? He was like, bro, we was looking for you, bro. We said, bro, we called your name several times. We looking around. We was like, damn, he left? I'm like, damn, I ain't know nothing about that. He was like, bro, yeah, you won, bro. I said, fuck no. I said, bro, I didn't know that I won. He said, yeah, bro, you won. I said, damn. So I swear, y'all, God's so real. So I get off the phone with him, right? Why the dude I did the mixtape with, why he called me an hour later? Trying to like, yeah, bro, yeah, trying to like run some little shit. So I'm like, hello? Yeah, bro, what's up, bro? I'm rapping with him. And I'm like, hey, bro, guess who I talked to? He like, who? I'm like, the dude who threw that show together. He paused. What you talk to him about? I said, bro, he said I won. He said I won the show. Bro, I told you won, bro. I told you won, bro. They was looking for. I said, bro, you ain't tell me that. You said, bro, I said, bro, you called me that Wednesday talking about, oh yeah, bro, they was looking for somebody. I said, I bet you looking for Coop. I bet you looking for Coop. And he told, nah, bro, no, I said, bro, if I won, why did you? I said, bro, why you ain't tell me that day that I won? Oh, bro, my phone was dead. I said, but if your phone was dead, how you managed to get a picture and post it the next day on IG that you was going to Atlanta if I won? So I'm just steady asking him shit, and he looking like, nigga stuttering and shit. So I'm like, man. So basically, I'm like, he was trying to plead his case. I'm like, man, it's on some bullshit. Man, let me hit you back. Got out the phone, right? After that, bro, he tried to call me back like 30 minutes later, and I ain't answer that shit. I ain't talked to him since, you hear me? So I was like, damn, that's crazy. So make it so bad, bro. Make it so bad. Like, so mind you, then later on, you know, my girl or sister admitted that, like, her the ex nigga whatever went crying to him like, man, cool, bro, he was acting funny towards me, man, because I pulled him to support him and he kept worrying about the baby daddy. I'm like, where nobody's, man, why are you tripping off? I'm not even tripping off of her anymore. All this shit. And then the little brother, he found, you know, he was just in his, I don't know what he was on that day. He was just like, man, that's fucked up. Coop did you like that? Da, 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 da. But, you know, it was a big misunderstanding. Me and the brother ended up chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? We squashed that shit. It was just a misunderstanding or whatever. And, you know, that was that. That's water to the bridge. We straight now. That's my little partner. But then, like I say, a year after that, right? I'm chopping it up with my homeboy from my neighborhood, right? And we chopped it up and shit. And it was one of them things where y'all ever been in an area for so long, but like y'all from the same like little parts or whatever, but y'all never run into each other. Y'all know the same people, but y'all never run into each other. Well, me and this dude finally ran into each other, started like chopped it up and shit. So he was like, hey, so we talking and talking and talking. So I was telling him like, yeah, bro, I've been seeing your movement. He was like, I've been seeing. He said, bro. Then he thought about it. He said, bro, you know what? He said, bro, didn't you perform at that one show? I said, yeah. He said, bro, I was one of the judges. I said, nigga, swear. He said, yeah, bro. We was calling looking for your name. We was looking for you, bro. But he said we was looking for you, but we couldn't find you. So we had to move on to the next person. He said, bro, but you won that night. Now, bro, tell me that ain't, bro, what does that tell y'all? What does that tell y'all, bro? So that was crazy, man. And like I said, I ain't talked to the dude I did a mixtape with since. I ain't talked to him ever since. And it is what it is, man. I ain't really holding no grudge about it no more. At first, I used to be like, man, I ain't. But I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? That's water under the bridge, man. That's old news, bro. That's dead. You hear me? I ain't even tripping off that shit no more. But just the fact that all happened, bro, and the fact that, you know, I had the opportunity to go travel to Atlanta. And then, you know, and the crazy part about it, y'all, he didn't even go to Atlanta. He didn't even go. And I asked him, I said, bro, why you ain't go to Atlanta? Because I had to move and I had to do all this other stuff. So I'm like, damn, you blocked me just so you can not go. And you thought I wasn't finna find out. That's cool, bro. It is what it is. So yeah, man, that show, bro, that performance was crazy, man. That shit was conformed, man. That shit was hella crazy. It was funny, but it was chaotic at the same time, man. So yeah, bro, story of my life, man. But I got some more coming for y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this video, man. Let me know what are the future story times y'all want, man. Just talk to me, bro. I'm finna run these back to back. You hear me? Nah, for real, I'm finna run these back to back, though, man. Talk to me in the comments or something.